purpose or a motive alleged, or an appearance assumed, in order to cloak the real intention or state of affairs.
Initial access. OMI is trying to get into your network.
Listen, this is your manager, and I'm trying to send off an email. I got this document. Need you to confirm a few details. So go ahead and log in and tell me what you think. I need this now, so to make this convenient, here is the link. I'm a threat actor, fishing mark the email is urgent to distract you with it. So how fast you clicked it when you submitted the form with your password in it. You probably couldn't tell there was an actual difference in the URL. The domains look alike though, and to you it looks fine though, but mine had typos and make it look like yours. See, I was in the mood today to make your account a communal space, but then you activated your trap card, and I saw you had 2FA, but I just shrugged, I'ma shake it off. Got on kid gloves, I'ma take them off. Got your phone number, I'ma make a call. I'ma break this wall, it just makes me lol. I'm moving quick, I'm on a mission. Yeah, I heard your network is lit. I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I'm trying to get me a hit. When I go fishing. Yeah, you probably think it's legit. I got you clicking. Yeah. Hello. Hi. I'm calling you from the IT department. We have been under attack by some hackers, and we think that your account might be a target.
Oh no, how do I fix this?
No need to worry, I wrote up a ticket. You'll get a notification from your authenticator app, so please pass me them digits.
1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah. The code is 112345.
Thank you. You fell for the lie, so I hung up the phone without saying goodbye. Cutting it short like a crew cut. Probably think it won't happen to you, but it happened to Uber. They say you win some, you lose some. Boys got a smooth touch hacking you too, bruh. You know how I be creeping and I'm logging in your VP, and it probably looks anomalous. Some logs if you be keeping them, and probably unaware about the shares that have been peeping. And the reason I'll be seeking them, I'm looking for an easy win. You probably thought it was a magic trick, and you're mad you clicked. I'ma stack my chips and bet that a DA password is sitting in an admin script. I'm moving quick, I'm on a mission. Yeah, I heard your network is lit. I'm trying to...
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thanks very much for joining us today. Hello and welcome to this session of the Azure Cloud Security Meetup. So Ibrahim, who we co-host together, is having some difficulties joining. So, once he joins, you'll be able to hear from him. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Christophe that you've been expecting. So Christophe will be sharing with us today on LLM security. Of course, AI is a really hot topic at the moment. So, but just some quick information for you. So unfortunately, due to some other situations that came up, Christophe is only able to join us for the first 30 minutes. So, but let's take advantage of the 30 minutes. Whatever questions that you have, make sure you share them and we'll pass them on to Christophe. And also, I'll be putting Christophe's details in the chat window as he speaks to us today. And if you have any questions, I strongly encourage you to connect with him afterwards. He's a really great guy to follow when it comes to the area of cloud security and just cybersecurity as a whole. So for now, let's bring off Christophe. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, thanks for the introduction. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here today. Thanks, David, for inviting me for the third time, I guess.
Yeah.
So I believe that okay, you bear with me, and okay, you seem to be enjoying what I'm saying, right?
Your sessions are really popular. Your sessions are definitely popular.
So I'm very glad to be here among you guys, even if it's virtual. It's always very interesting. We try to, as said that the last time, that I try to speak a little less, maybe, so that people have time to ask questions more lively. I always have plenty of things to say, but I know that we have only 30 minutes, but I will try to speak less this time. So
no problems at all. So I guess what we'll do is that we'll just hand over to you to go through that. But essentially, before we hand over to you fully, what's sort of been going on in terms of with just the whole LLM craze, the whole AI craze at the moment in cybersecurity? From your perspective, are you seeing a lot of organizations? Do you think a lot of organizations are rushing into it without thinking about security? Do you think that we are approaching it the right way? What's sort of your initial thoughts before you carry on with the rest of it?
Yeah, that's the crux of the issue. I would say you're right. It's been such a craze. The excitement hasn't waned. Maybe the expectations a little bit, but things have been going so fast when you think about it. even in January, and I think that very few people, myself included, didn't know about LLMs and the power of LLMs, even if they were being developed by a community of great people. It really came to life for many of us only in January. And for us, when you think that we're in October, it's been only 10 months. I can't well, the thing is that we have a divide between this huge disruption and the human time it takes to eat in the information and to, especially for cybersecurity, but also for the compliance guy, for the ethics guys. It's going too fast, way too fast, and we are struggling to run after the rabbit, I would say. And now we're starting, maybe things are settling, not the excitement, but we are beginning to understand a little bit more about LLMs. We are not being that much hard pressed for I'm talking about big corporations, not that much hard pressed to jump, to go the leap of faith, and jump right straight into LLMs to develop production applications at a huge scale. But it's gonna come. We have things. Everybody has prototypes, POCs, things under the hood, which are getting ready to be released. I'm talking about big corporations. For the smaller ones, of course, they already have stuff available. Of course, many applications. It's amazing the number of AI-based applications, LLM in particular. But for big corporation, I think that it's more going to be next year. 2024 will be the year of LLM. I would say. I would guess. I'm not an expert in predictions, but as long as my predictions have a likelihood greater than 50%, I'm happy. And I would say that this one is more than 50%. I hope. So for now, not too much pressure to go live in production, but it's a time now to bring the community together, the cyber community, to organize itself, to step back. And we've stepped back for 10 months now, I would say. And we should take the lesson learned and try to understand in terms of architecture and security what it means for corporation at large.
Nice, awesome. And we have Ibrahima joined us now. So
Hello,
welcome, Ibrahima. Yeah.
Hello, David. Hello, Christophe. How are you guys?
Yeah,
Hi,
doing good,
thank you.
thanks.
Wonderful.
Doing good, yeah. So I guess we just hand over to you. So we'll let you speak.
Okay.
So again, if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat window and we'll ask them to Christophe. Again, remember that we only have Christophe for probably about 25 minutes now or less. So
Okay,
please,
so
let's take advantage of that. So over to you, sir.
let's jump straight into the topic. So you know that in the beginning, our experience with LLM was, it's a productivity tool. It helps us to accelerate the menial tasks, I would say. And we all experience this, and we keep experiencing this on a daily basis. So it's wonderful as a tool. It has, of course, hallucinations. I won't talk too much about it, but we know that it's a productivity tool. We know how to use it as a productivity tool. So we're beginning to get an understanding a little bit of how it works. And we are shifting slowly to a production tool. We move from productivity to production. Production means how to make this tool useful for the information system. And we have been very, relatively comfortable with the productivity tool because we had this amazing, nothing is a coincidence here, but I would say the coincidence that Azure and Microsoft is one of the financial founder of OpenAI. So they were able to very, very quickly design a service in Azure Cognitive Services able to support LLMs and ChatGPT in particular. So very quickly they were able to propose a service which is, I would say, secure up to the usual standard of Azure. And the initial worries about privacy, about data leakage to the internet, and many concerns were rapidly, I would say, sorted out with Azure Connective Services for OpenAI. And it was really, really helpful for many of us to build our POCs, our prototypes, and even some application in production. So that's amazing. That's very good for productivity tools so that they are not bringing too much risks when they are being used from the internal network. And of course, these building blocks will be also useful when we are going to shift to production applications. This was really a stroke of luck, and Azure clearly had an edge compared to Google and AWS, and now the edge is not that big, I would say, especially when we think about AWS and Bedrock rocks. Bedrock's rock, yeah, it's a fun. Yes, it's very. We'll talk about Bedrock in a few seconds and compare the integration patterns with Azure. Now, I think that there is it's very difficult to differentiate AWS and Azure from a security perspective. And now we have some building blocks which can help us make private application, let's say, which are isolated from other customers, isolated from the internet, isolated from potential harm. But we have to think LLMs differently from what we usually think consider user application. We have to change our mindset in terms of risk management, risk analysis. Of course, we have to apply all the usual mitigations which pertain to any application, in fact, right? But we have some specific things to address when we integrate an application into the information system, and they are really unique and they are really due to this disruption. And that's where I'm interested in exploring, and I'm eager to find a solution and anticipate solutions, and I'm going to talk about them today. No questions so far? I no access to the chat, so.
Yeah, so there's one question that came in so far, but it's a bit generic, not towards the area of security. So I guess the question that Neman asks, Neman, apologies if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is what's the biggest bottleneck for companies to take LLMs to production right now? So, from your perspective, is it security? Is it something else that companies are waiting for?
It's hard to tell. I would say that for regulated industry, clearly it's security, compliance, and I think that's it, because we know that the businesses are really interested by the use cases. They are really pushing for having applications into production which are based on LLMs. But for me, the roadblock is essentially security at the moment. I would say I'm talking from my perspective, of course, only. And so I think that there are some challenges which are difficult to address, and I think we need to pay attention to the interfaces of LLMs with information system. In fact, the bottom line is prompt injection and the problem that prompt injection causes to the systems. Prompt injection, of course, is a way, I would say it's a vector of carrying mischief, generally speaking. It can be a harm to integrity, confidentiality, you name it, right? But it's a vector. Prompt injection is a vector, and it has another property. It doesn't only do harm, but it has the ability to persist. You know that LLMs are stateless. Usually we say that the conversations are stateless. But in fact, we've seen that there are ways to repoison LLMs so that every time the conversation starts, it is repoisoned by injected prompts. And so it's like a malware. In fact, the malevolent activity will persist in the LLM and will carry on forever if it's not taken care of and if it's not anticipated. So to take care of prompt injection, one key point for me, it's not everybody agrees in the cyber community, but for me the key point is that input sanitization is not sufficient. You know, the usual way we deal when we have front ends exposed to the internet. You know, we have customers, we have anybody who can connect, and what we do is, of course, we always inspect the strings that are being injected into the applications, and we try to sanitize them. We cannot do that efficiently with LLM at the moment because, of course, as you know, the strings which are being conveyed have a potential action, and this is how prompts are injected. Actually, because the LLMs have the ability to understand the prompts, and so there is a way to escape out of the box, jump out of the box, I'd say, and you have double entendre, you have double meanings in the strings, and it's not a WAF which is going to parse the string against this risk. So what you inject into your LLMs and what you eject, I would say, outside of the LLMs has to be taken care of. Very, it's very important. We cannot just allow any conversation to be eaten by an LLM from the information system, and any conversation to be injected downstream to the information system. So why would an information system be injecting prompts, I would say dangerous prompts? It is just because we cannot assume that all the systems are protected. We know the information system is too complex for that. We have too many interfaces and too many supply chains interconnections. So what is going to be injected in the LLMs has to be supposed to be harmful. And we cannot prevent, as of today, injecting prompts from legitimate applications contacting LLMs. And so we have to be cautious. And there are two ways for that, to be cautious. There's the Amazon way, with Amazon Agent Bedrocks, where before ingesting data, you ensure that you put them in dedicated storage. You don't allow any API from your information system to contact the LLM. You let the LLM read some documents that you have put safely in whitelisted storage accounts, reviewed by users, and this covers 90% of the use cases, honestly, because what people need generally when they use LLM, when they need to extract information from the information system, is the ability, to search, to do search and documentation, right? So what you need is to vectorize your documents, and when they are vectorized, you can put them in storage accounts and then have the LLM read the vectors, and then the LLM will be extremely performant at answering business-specific questions, because it is able to search on business-specific documents. They have to be vectorized. So Amazon Bedrocks does it natively, the agents, that's great. But you can also do it in Azure. Of course, you can store things in storage account. So that's pretty easy to do. But please no direct APIs. Avoid direct APIs, direct call. You cannot manage this at the moment. That's for the input. And now I'm just going to wait for questions, and I'm going to switch to output just after.
We have a question here. Do you see the LLM providers solving the security issues against attack vectors like prompt injection, or do you see new companies emerging that will solve this problem through their security solutions?
That's a very, very good question, and I'm very happy that it was asked. In fact, I will give you my opinion, which is biased, right? I've always been in favor of native stuff. Since I embarked in the cloud journey, I followed always the native path, cloud native path. I try to use cloud native product as much as possible, and I ask my cloud provider to do the menial task for me, because this is where I get the most value. And I would like the LLM providers to do the same, honestly. If they have this capacity, then we are not expert, right? It's not. I work in a bank, for example. I don't work in LLM security, and I don't want my employer to work on LLM security, right? So I want the provider to be able to prevent prompt injections on my behalf for me. And at the moment, it's not. Honestly, it's very, very, very unsafe. Of course, as in the cloud, many actors which are giving a lot of very, very good products. In addition to native cloud security, we have the CSPM and all this C stuff, I would say, which are doing brilliant things in the cloud. I see this as maybe I shouldn't say it, but David won't agree. For me, it's just a medium-term solution, and I think that on the long term, we should see a concentration in the offering of CSPMs and move toward nativeness potentially. But for LLMs, I have the same hope. I hope that this will be done by the providers, but it's very complicated at the moment. You probably heard that people are trying to use a second LLM agent out of band, which tries to do a peer review of the conversation to prevent prompt injection. But it's highly experimental at the moment, and I wouldn't use this as a real mitigation for now. It has a lot of potential. I've read interesting research papers on that topic, especially from Meta AI. So there's a lot of hope to combine LLMs to prevent prompt injection, but at the moment I wouldn't bet on it, honestly.
Awesome. That's like that's a really comprehensive answer. And you know, I completely understand like your approach of like native, because again, that's the main use case for like cloud. You don't want to get involved in solving all of those challenges. Let the provider solve it, you know, at their end. And to your point, you know, it's probably more about like, you know, the capabilities of the provider. If they really understand like, you know, what they're doing to approach that effectively. There's another interesting question that comes up here from Kehinde. So he asks a question, he says, so how concerned should defenders be regarding the advantages that AI provides to threat actors? And I completely get this by the way, Christophe. So because, you know, to your point, this is for productivity, but from a security perspective, LLMs and you know, tools like ChatGPT has really accelerated what I'm doing from a security perspective. I'm writing templates in Azure. I'm like, hey, check this out for me, and even using it for like cases for like, you know, CSP cases is very interesting. So what's your thoughts around that? Right? How should we be concerned?
For me, I think the advantage of AI for I can't read the full question. Let me try to thread. Oh yeah, I don't believe that LLMs provide any advantage to threat actors. I've read a lot of things about it, a lot of posts claiming that such or such thing is going to be very concerning. There is a chat, how it's called, it's equivalent ChatGPT, but on the dark web. I don't remember the name now. Chat Dark or Dark GPT, I don't remember the name. So many people claim that LLMs are going to be very dangerous and noxious, and they will be able to write code which is polymorphic, ransomware, or whatever. The truth is that the guy who designed the polymorphic ransomware is not the LLM. It is the guy, the expert behind the LLM, which is steering the conversation. The guy knows how to do a polymorphic ransomware. He doesn't need an LLM for that, and the LLM won't help him tremendously. It will help maybe go a little bit better, as any productivity tools does. But I posted some graphs a few months ago explaining that the main benefits of LLMs are on productivity for menial tasks, but for expertise, the more expert you are, the less gain you get from LLMs, honestly. If you are a script TD, of course, you will be able to design polymorphic ransomware, but they will be completely stupid, in fact, and very easy to defend. To devise a real polymorphic ransomware that is going to be completely new and disruptive. I don't believe that ChatGPT has the power to disrupt things. It only learns from what it knows already. So that's the situation now. Maybe it will evolve in 5 years. I don't know, but I don't believe in the power of LLMs to think out of the box and bring up new ideas. I don't believe this at all. It's my own conviction. But still, for defenders, it can help. And I think we should explore a lot more what they can do, for example, in terms of triage. You know, when you have a lot of masses of information in security team, blue teams, control guys, triage can be automated. And also, we should explore more expertise. And this is what I did last week and a couple of weeks ago with CVSS. I tried to use ChatGPT as an expert tool to help a cybersecurity expert. Of course, it doesn't replace an expert, but it can help find anomalies in for me, it was the CVSS4 algorithm. So it helped me find anomalies that I would probably have found if I took a lot of time. But the thing is that ChatGPT helped a lot by providing an analysis which was full of hallucinations, but at least it was able to prove that there exists one anomaly. Not all anomalies, but as long as it can pick one anomaly, I think it's a win, especially if this is done in 20 minutes. Whereas I'm an expert, if I had to do it manually, it would have taken more than that for me.
That's awesome. Thanks very much for that. So because I'm conscious of your time, because I know you do have to go somewhere. So probably let you just give us like the final word, your final thoughts on that. So for everyone, you can see that there's so much like that we've got to hear from Christophe. It's so sad that we're not able to go full today. However, I've added Christophe's LinkedIn in the chat window. So please ensure that you follow him. There's a lot more conversations. Christophe is always open to having tons of conversations. So please do engage with him. After this session. So please go ahead and give us like your final thoughts.
Yes, final thought is about the output. When you enter the LLM into the information system, we talked about data ingestion, but now the LLM has to distribute data, distribute the outcome of its reasoning somewhere. And here also we have to be extremely cautious. And my recommendation is not to let the LLM conversation, of course, directly be ingested by databases or downstream systems. At the moment, I would recommend to use function calls in OpenAI and to force the function calls, of course, to be non-bypassable as an architecture pattern, because we don't want to have just any API pouring downstream data, downstream conversation into the information system. We should focus on one pattern, and function call is a very, very brilliant pattern for me. And we should limit the information to very, very simple types. So I mean by type, Booleans, integers, maybe some very limited strings, but no conversation, right? It impairs the capabilities of LLM to be highly productive at the moment, but still it can help. And we have no other way around at the moment. I don't believe that, I think it's too dangerous to let conversation go from the LLM down to our systems. And once again, we should use simple types or structures of those types, list of those types. We could have a list of integer, we could have a list of Booleans, we could have some characters, I don't know, but just simple types that cannot be prompt injected. That's my final recommendation for today.
Wow, nice, awesome. So if you do have time, there's like I think like maybe one or two comments. Okay. So here's a comment I think from Yusuf. So the defenders still need to use the AI in order for them to catch over the speed of the threat actors. It only takes the attacker 72 minutes to attack their victims and get access to sensitive data. So I guess that's touching on what you mentioned earlier, which is around just helping productivity of defenders. And and this one from Naman, which is, are big corporations who plan to adopt LLM in the coming months keeping an eye on the compliance laws being formulated, maybe for EU AI Act? If yes, are these laws going to impact adoption? So whatever you can do in the remaining few minutes that you have before you have to.
Yes, it's true that I'm not a legal expert, honestly, but you're right. Definitely, it has an impact on the adoption. Not only the EU AI, but also I think that globally speaking, compliance, privacy are going to be roadblocks, I would say. Well, yes, if we put constraints on AI, of course, as long as we put constraints on innovation, it kills innovation somehow. I don't know the extent of all this for now, but 2024 will also be, I guess, the year of regulation and the impact of regulation on production application. Not only 2024 will not only be the year of AI application, but also regulation stepping in.
Awesome, and that prediction, is definitely going to happen. I think it's definitely going to happen. So thanks very much again, Christophe. So we'll let you go now. Really appreciate it. we'll look forward to having
Thanks
you
a lot
back
for
on
inviting
this.
me. Thanks, Guy, for joining. It was great. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Christophe. Great
Thank
session
you.
as always.
Yes, thanks.
Goodbye.
Very good presentation. Yes, bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah, before we go, so I do want to put very quickly. So I put a link in the chat window in terms of checking out courses from our sponsors' website, so Caris Cloud. So, and I will be delivering a course for Caris Cloud, which is on Azure pen testing that's coming up. So I'll play like the sponsor video for that, and then we can bring this to like a close. So let me go ahead and do that now. Hello, I'm David Okeode, principal instructor at Caris Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP, and author of multiple books on cloud security. I'd like to speak with you about our courses at Caris Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really are. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.cariscloud.com. Awesome. So thanks very much, everyone, for joining us. Any final word from you, Ibrahima, before we bring this to close?
Just thank you. Thanks, Christophe, for this great session. And let's wait until 2024 to see what type of regulation we will have, what type of restriction we will have, and grow. The community will grow until then. So let's see what will happen.
So maybe we even have to change our community meetup group name from Cloud Security Meetup to Cloud and AI, or Cloud AI or AI Security Meetup. Anything can happen. Okay. So thanks very much again, everyone. See you later. Have a lovely time. See you, Ibrahima.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.